Imagine you have a brain cancer surgery and you are lying down on a stretcher at a hospital at Stanford. While you're expecting to see a bunch of Among Us characters in uniforms and shielded masks, what comes out to be are the robotic hands that are being controlled by one well-trained 8-year-old doctor in East Coast, Florida, and another one in the Bahamas. Shocking, right? Thanks to the VR goggles and gloves, you now have another thing to worry about other than the outcome of your brain cancer surgery. However impossible it may seem at the moment, the metaverse will make it happen, and it is going to happen sooner than we had imagined. The how and the when is what we'll discuss in today's episode. I am Abby Cool, CEO of Marketing Wind Healthcare, and today we're diving deep into the world of metaverse and its uses in the healthcare industry. Before we lose all our sanity in understanding how the metaverse will affect healthcare, let me tell you a little about Marketing Wind. While your patients keep your businesses running, we make sure that you never run out of patients, and so that's what keeps our business running. Interesting, right? Coming back to the hot and happening, Metaverse is the new universe for internet users, and there are infinite possibilities of what you can do with it. Imagine you are on a break from work. What is the most you can do in the meantime? Grab a meal, check your phone, or reply to your mom, and that's about it. But what if I told you that in those 30 minutes you could actually work out, watch the football finale live from Qatar, or see the fireworks at the Eiffel Tower, or even take a cruise ride across the Mediterranean, right from the comfort of your lousy office chair? You would probably say that I've had too much coffee, and that's right, I have. But also, this is all very true. And it is going to happen very soon. At this point, you might be thinking, how soon can you get your hands on it? Well, I'm gonna stop you right there. Because it is such an intricate concept, it requires hardware that can be immersive and visual and can actually get you the jitters, which will require some time. Also, since almost every other person is waiting to experience the metaverse, the software that supports it needs to be one of a kind. Here's a misconception. If you think that metaverse is a convention of today's minds, I'm gonna burst your bubble. There was a guy, long before us. Who knew how antisocial and introvert we were going to become? We'll actually send our avatars to even say hello to each other. The guy was Neil Stephenson, and the year was 1992. And gosh, was he smart. But that's history. Let's now discuss how the metaverse can change the course of healthcare. We know that technology is not constrained to a single discipline. And as it evolves, so does everything else with it. So when we talk about metaverse, what is the biggest aspect of it? That you can literally do everything from your couch, bed, or even your toilet seat. It simply removes the need to move. So how will you use it? Imagine not having to go to a doctor on a rainy day. You can just lie in your cozy bed, wearing your all-time favorite PJs, and sip a cup of hot maca. Because the metaverse can provide you treatment, right at your home. Or imagine not having to take a gazillion pills for a disease you do not have but would have definitely developed had you continued taking them. Because the metaverse was able to diagnose you correctly to begin with. Or imagine not having to find that you're on 3rd or 4th stage of cancer, or that your appendix is likely to burst any minute because metaverse's early diagnosis was able to save you. Hang on, it gets better. No surgeon would prefer robotic training at an age where their hair had turned all white. They're walking with a cane in their hands, teeth almost all fallen out, and their hands shaking like a bartender shaking his drinks. Because that is literally how long some trainings can take before you get the proper fundings or the right equipment. Well, Metaverse takes care of this as well. Impressive, right? The story still doesn't just end here. Imagine the things that your 3-year-old can learn from just watching their cartoons. From learning poems to copying gestures to picking up habits, good and bad, they master so much. And if this continued to happen in the virtual world, which it will, there will come a day when even your 8-year-old will be able to perform advanced surgeries. Yes, it will happen. It could be your kid performing brain cancer surgery from Australia, or Germany, or even Antarctica, but only if it has a good internet connection. Otherwise, well, you can imagine the carnage. And just imagine if the kids could master something like this, what actual surgeons will be able to achieve. So yes, Metaverse can be put to great use to serve humanity in the long run. What else can it do? Let's see. Wouldn't it be easier if you could visualize a complex surgery before it even happened? You can practice as much as you want. And it will be possible with cloud computing. You tell me, can you expect a person to become a master chef without knowing how to use the knives or how to dethorn a fish by just handing him a book? Of course not. Young doctors have a high chance of becoming skilled experts if they have brilliant hands-on practice, which they can, thanks to AI training. As the benefits of Metaverse for healthcare keep unfolding, the chance of it becoming a reality looks brighter and brighter with every passing day. And maybe one day, you and I will meet in a virtual hospital with our sick avatars. Haha, how sick would that be? Sure. As of this moment, you might think this is all too far-fetched and there's no way we would actually use Metaverse for healthcare. But imagine you told the first men on Earth that they'll be able to travel thousands of miles through air. Boy, would they freak out. So let's not be skeptical about what the Metaverse will be able to achieve. This could be the next big thing that trains an army of surgeons, or rather, an army of robotic surgeons. However, in our universe, wherever there's light, there are also shadows. So should we expect Metaverse to face some challenges along the way? Obviously. Here are a few that I was able to compute so far. Number 1. For those of you who know how important data security and privacy is in healthcare, will Metaverse be able to adhere to those rules and protocols? It's no secret that Facebook already knows my personality type and what type of animal I'd be. So, who is to say that my data, or your data, will be safe and secure? Number 2, 2 words. Hard cash. Just like we spend a ton load of money on updating our game characters, for Metaverse to reach its full potential we're gonna need the same. We're talking high-tech gloves, VR hardware, a supporting infrastructure, a high-speed, unbreakable internet connection and whatnot. So you're gonna need a ton load of money multiplied by 100, and then multiplied by another 100. 'Cause that's how much it's going to take, approximately. So the question is, will everyone be able to use it? Of course not, if we're being realistic. At the initial stage, only people like Elon Musk, Bill Gates and Donald Trump will be able to use it. That surgery isn't looking too bad now, is it? In all seriousness, such ingenious ideas always find the right investors, and so will this. The only problem is how long it will take. Okay. Number 3. Who will willingly lie on the stretcher? And how will Metaverse earn people's trust? The only way this will happen is if people are educated thoroughly and shown actual proof of successful procedures. It's easier to see someone else's neck under the knife than yours. That's for sure. Moving on, let's discuss what the medical industry has actually accepted so far. Our healthcare industry has already incorporated virtual reality in a number of ways. To start off, there is medical training, surgical preparation, addiction treatment, health education and physical therapy too. The truth is, if we kept adapting to virtual reality, transitioning into the Metaverse won't require bending over backward. Here's an example. If you're aware of the TV series, The Good Doctor, you know how Dr. Sean Murphy can actually visualize things before he makes his diagnosis, which by the way is always right. It's bedazzling, I tell you. This is every doctor's dream. This is what we'll be able to achieve soon. And I kid you not, soon VR goggles will be sold like hotcakes in the medical field. So the question is, when is this all going to actually happen? Well, experts are of the view that by the year 2040 Metaverse would have taken a much better, more refined, fully functional and immersive shape, and more than 500 million people would be using it globally. That sounds amazing. I know. Although we can't put a date on when this all will turn into reality, one thing is certain: Metaverse has a lot of potential. And if successful, it will take the tech revolution to the next level. That's all for today, folks. You are listening to Marketing Wins podcast. What would you like to listen to next? Let me know in the comments. This is Abby, signing off.